on as a way of informing you, our audience, and our guests that our guest is already live in the studio and it's a public space. Varney, good morning again. Welcome.
Thanks a lot, JKB. And of course, we are extremely pleased this morning to have with us in studio the Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the People's Republic of China this morning on the True Breakfast Show. Principally this morning, the discussion is meant to talk about China-Liberia's relation. We are increasingly aware that China is the second largest economy in the world, and being a partner with Liberia, we've invited the Chinese ambassador this morning to talk about how can the Liberian government, how can Liberia copy the methodology that was employed by China in ensuring that they achieve such status in society. And so we'll talk about some interventions the Chinese government have been making with respect to assistance being rendered to the Liberian people. And so, Mr. Ambassador, we'd like to say good morning and welcome to the Breakfast Show.
All right, good morning, JKB and Varney, and I'm very glad to join you in this talk show. And this is a very famous program. Yes,
Do you follow it?
I am personally a faithful listener to Truth, FM. Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for honoring the invitation. We are extremely pleased that you could take up your busy schedule to be with us this morning. Thank you.
It's my pleasure.
Okay. So we want to start off the discussion this morning with you, telling us about your experience in Liberia since you took on the office as ambassador in Liberia, and then subsequently you talk about your own assessment about the situation in Liberia. So what has been your experience since taking office?
Well, it's, time really flies. It has been 2 years, and a good 2 years since my arrival in Monrovia. And this is my first time to have a long-term assignment in an African country.
Okay.
Liberia is my first in my career life. The African country I worked for a relatively long period of time.
Okay.
So I've got a very fresh impression about Liberia. And I'm deeply, initially I'm deeply impressed by the friendliness of the Liberian people, and the natural beauty of the land, and the richness of the natural resources, and the peaceful living environment, and among many others. And I've seen the people and government of Liberia are working very hard on its way to rebuilding the country and recover the economic development since the end of the civil conflict. But during the past 2 years, unfortunately, the devastating Ebola outbreak coupled with the sluggish world market of the primary commodities the iron oil has a negative impact on the economic performance of the country. So now I'm very glad to see the government and people of Liberia have fully shown the spirits of solidarity and resilience, and finally won the fight against Ebola. And with the cooperation of the international community, and including China. And Liberia is now on its way towards the post-Ebola recovery. And although the country still faces some difficulties, the government and people are full of confidence, to my impression, and the economic and social life has returned to normal. And I've seen more and more people from China coming to Liberia to explore ways of the investment and economic cooperation, and many of them showed great interest in doing things.
What do you think is driving that?
Yeah.
What do you think is driving more Chinese coming to Liberia?
In a way, these days more and more Chinese know about Liberia. Maybe in the past the civil war scared away people. So now when we are your people are in the process of recovering the economy, and more and more Chinese people are willing to come.
So the fact that you have said Chinese are willing to come, and I'm sure that your embassy have got a travel guide So when Chinese are coming to Liberia, based on the travel guide that you have, what exactly do you say to those Chinese about the Liberian environment?
Yes, yes. So through many ways, we are telling our people about Liberia, and the tips to travel to this country, and but in general, and we just say Liberia is a beautiful country with many amazing, natural sceneries, and we suggest our people during their visit should, they should abide by the national laws and respect the local customs. In terms of security, you see, we do think with the presence of AMIO and after all the endeavors done by the Liberian government, the people, and the situation in Liberia now is relatively good.
Okay.
So we do not have any specific tips, yes, on the security
So you
issue.
inform them that the situation here is okay.
Yes.
So
yes.
many investors are not being scared away.
Yes. So in the travel guide, we don't mention the security issue.
Okay. Now, Mr. Ambassador, you've been in Liberia. Your country has been involved with Liberia. Liberia is a country that almost just needs everything. And for your country, what's the area of focus in terms of assisting this country?
Okay, and this is not what sector or what areas we would like to focus on. When we talking with our friends, usually we will ask our partners what you need, and what the Liberian needs is just the priority of our assistance too, and during the last December, during the Johannesburg summit of the 4 CAP meeting, and our President Xi Jinping and the leaders of the African countries map out the blueprint for the common development, and come out with 10 cooperation plans with Africa in the next 3 years. And under this plan, we are, mainly aiming at addressing 3 bottleneck issues.
What are those?
They are inadequate infrastructure.
Okay.
And another is lack of professional and skilled human resources. And the third is the shortage of financial resources. I think that these 3 bottlenecks are also valid for the case of Liberia. So we are trying to help accelerate the Liberians' industrialization and agricultural modernization.
Still in that light with the situation in South Africa where those leaders met, your President Xi Jinping, talked about a win-win partnership.
Yeah.
Is it really something that Africa is going to see, that win-win partnership?
But yes, of course. And this is the overall, and blueprint. And anyway, we all belong to the developing world, yes, and countries in Africa facing the challenges are more or less in a similar way. So I think this meeting was very important for the next 3 years cooperation between China and Africa. And I think Liberia will definitely benefit from the outcome.
I'm sure you wouldn't want programs that are being financed by the Chinese government to be misunderstood as being done by other governments. So we want you to use the next 3 minutes to talk about some of the projects or programs in Liberia that have been financed by the government of the People's Republic of China.
Okay, and in the past decade, I think, or over a decade, and well, China has made significant contributions to the Liberia's post-conflict peace and development endeavors. And our assistance covered many areas here, and I just named a few. And in terms of the security area, and the Chinese, everybody knows the Chinese peacekeepers, as under UNMIL, have played a constructive role in maintaining security and stability of the country. And right now we are still there are still 4 Chinese military contingents
in country.
Yes, in UNMIL deployment, covering engineering, transportation, medical, and police, riot police unit, and in the country. And what's more, we have provided large quantity of equipment and materials and training programs to AFL and LMP, and for the capacity building. And this is roughly about the security area. And as for the infrastructure, in the past decade, we have built the complex of the Ministry of Public Health, and constructed and equipped the Fundell campus of University of Liberia. And recently, we have just completed the building of the MCTV.
That's the Vocational Training Institute.
Yes, and also we equipped all the furnitures and the equipment in the center. And now our people are working on very hard on the renovation of SKD Stadium. And the other day I just went to see, and they are working. Yes, everything is underway in a very smooth way, and I think in less than one year, and they will turn on a brand new stadium. So we will have our sports live, and the new ministerial complex and the annex buildings of the Capitol Hill are smoothly under the process of the pipeline. So that is roughly for the infrastructure. And in the education area, and we have sent experts here to teach local people in bamboo and rattan weaving. And also teaching them in some farming skills. And every year we have provided various kinds of scholarship and a training program, both in China
sending Liberians to China.
Yes, and also locally we have ambassador scholarship and the Chinese enterprises scholarship to assist the Liberian youth to study in universities and colleges in Liberia, and also have that kind of program. And in the public health, that is also very important, especially after the Ebola outbreak. We have constructed and equipped the Tabita Hospital, so everybody knows it, and dispatched experts for technical maintenance of the hospital. And we have also for years, we have for over 10 years, I think, and our medical team are working with the JFK hospital. During the Ebola crisis, China is the first country to stretch a helping hand, and we built a ETU and dispatched four batches of military medical teams to operate this China ETU. And we have totally provided 4 rounds of humanitarian assistance to Liberia, and with a value of more than $60 million.
In terms of humanitarian assistance.
Yes. So that is roughly what I can tell about it.
Stay on infrastructure. There's this ministerial complex that you're supposed to be building for Liberia. How far is that now, that negotiation?
you mean the groundbreaking or
ministerial complex that will be constructed
is underway also
for Liberia? Whether that is still in the pipeline to be done for Liberia, or it's just being halted for now?
Oh yes, and I think next month a technical team will visit Monrovia and talking about the it's in the process. It's the deal has been done. Okay. It's already done, but everything is for the paperwork and because it's a process. It's for such a kind of project. We were subject to a tendering process, and this is all technical problems. No major problem for this. And after that, we hope very soon we can break the ground.
Okay. Let's go over to the armed forces of Liberia. You've been involved with assisting the Liberian army. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about your assistance to that body.
Okay. Yes, the security sector is one of the most important fields of our relations, of our cooperations, and we help in Banga. We help to build a camp for the AFL engineering company. Okay. Yeah, the whole camp of the company. Mm-hmm. I've been there last year, and all the compound and the office building, the dormitory buildings, and we equipped with furnitures, and apart from that, we donated all the necessary yellow machines and equipment for the engineering people. Okay. And we have conducted a 6-month training to help the
usage,
the soldiers. Yes, the usage, the management of the management.
You bring in people here?
Yes,
okay.
Yes. A team of 6 people, I think. Okay. They stay in the camp and for 6 months for the training. And this is a very, very effective and a very timely assistance, and that is not only strengthening the AFL, but also benefit to the public works of the economy, because the engineer companies can be it's civilian and military used, So especially in the fight against Ebola, this AFL company did a splendid job. They use all these machines to help build ETUs around this country. So that is fantastic.
Coming back to the situation with China being a global power, and you have global powers. You surprised the US sometime back in 2009 in terms of being Africa's biggest trading partner. So we want to know from you, do you experience interference with your workings with African countries? Do you experience other global powers interfering with your works?
I would like to say we in China, we people in China come to Africa first of all for friendship and mutual respect. And so one China policy, as you know, is the basis for our friendly relations. And then China-Africa cooperation is for mutual benefit, especially in terms of business. And like many others, we are here for peace and development, not to target or aim at any third country. So I just don't think that others have any reason to disturb us. Okay. And in the course of the cooperation, we fully respect the willingness and the convenience of our African partner. And I think we don't encounter any kind of interference from a third country. And I don't know, because maybe you people and know better than me. If you know something, please tell us.
So moving on now to the fact that many Liberians have understood that it is within.
But anyway, we are trying our best to make structural adjustment. To explore and expand our domestic potential.
So there is no need for African countries to panic.
Yeah. No need.
Okay.
And even against this background, we see more and more Chinese companies coming to African countries to seek new opportunities to invest and for the economic cooperation, and this is what we have seen, and also our government, apart from those domestic adjustment measures and reform measures, we are coming up with many international cooperation initiatives, like the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank and the Belt and Road Initiative. That is all dwelling on the infrastructure construction that kind of things. It must be a boost for the regional and world economy. And yes, in a way, China factor is a good and a real boost for the economy in Africa, not the other way around. Yes. So I think we can believe that we can go through any difficulties of the time.
Now, I'm sure you've been able to expand to Africa. My question is, basically, what are the things you look for? What particular thing do you look towards before you move into assist in any of the African countries you move to? We wish to develop friendly relations with all countries in the world. Africa especially.
Yes, on the basis of 5 principles of peaceful coexistence. That is a very famous principle. And they are mutual respect for each other's territorial integrity and sovereignty, and mutual non-aggression, mutual non-interference in each other's internal affairs, and equality and cooperation for mutual benefit, and lastly, the peaceful coexistence.
So these are factors you look at.
Yes, that's all, and nothing else, I think.
Talking about China being very sophisticated when it comes to information technology, people in Liberia will discuss that you find a 10-year-old Chinese boy, a 10-year or a 12-year-old Chinese boy making cell phone or making some electronic devices. In the area of information technology, what are you doing to assist Liberia as a country?
Yeah, in China, we people believe science and technology are the premier productivity, and we people are catching up these days, and we encourage technological innovations and also benefit a lot from it. In Liberia, some Chinese IT companies like Huawei and Zhongxing are deeply involved in the mobile phone operation, and they are also ready to contribute to the upgrading of the TV broadcasting systems of the country and the internet facilities of the country. And also in cooperation with UNESCO, we have provided IT training for over 1,000 Liberian teachers in recent years.
That also leads me to my next question, knowing the fact that in 2010 you took on as the second largest economy in the world. That actually make a kind of history for China. People started thinking, but how did it happen? What did China employ? What sector did China focus on? What methodology did you employ that Liberia could copy from?
Okay, this is a very good but a big question, you know. And China, yes, as you said, China is the only country with such a large population achieved so fast development in only 30 years. And this is the only case in the contemporary history of the world. And we do have much experience and in our development process, and we are willing to share it with others. Now, I don't think I have time to elaborate more in detail, but in a word, you know, we in China and believe that development is of overriding importance. It's about everything. And to achieve this, and we adopt the policy of economic reform and opening up to the outside world. So today I think I came, I bring with a copy of a book and written by our President Xi Jinping, and it is titled "On the Governance of China."
Okay.
So I give it to you, and you can for the food of thought, and you can find the answers and the solutions from it.
Okay. Okay. We appreciate that so very kindly.
Well, if you did join us and listen to the breakfast this morning, like we said to you, we today have a first the Chinese ambassador, the People's Republic of China ambassador, Clinton here. Morovia is with us on our breakfast show. He's sharing breakfast with us. I don't know how well the breakfast is going with him.
But we will move on to another level now to talk about China's biggest achievement in Liberia. Over the years you've been working, perhaps a single project you might have done, you say, this is what I consider the biggest achievement.
Oh yeah, and the China and Africa have forged, you know, profound friendships through our common historical experience and our common struggles. And we have already supported each other in trying times. And what has made the China-Africa friendship durable and vigorous is that our two sides have always been guided by the principle of treating each other as equals, promoting win-win process and common development, and enhance sincere friendship and cooperation. And China, I think China and Africa will forever remain good friends, and the two sides will share a common future. Friendship and common development are the goal and the biggest achievement of China-Africa relations. That's what I think.
Now, let's look at also Africa and China relationship. What do you think about your country thinking about what could be the growing confrontation perhaps or threats that Africa could be faced with, and Liberia are no exception?
I think I just mentioned, as I mentioned before, the three bottlenecks. One is the lack of infrastructure, human resources, and the financial resources are the biggest, challenges facing Liberia and many of the African countries.
When one hears about China making all of these donations or providing assistance, you'll be thinking, what is China getting in return?
Well,
for the assistance you render our country, what are you getting in return?
Oh yeah, and firstly, we come here from the government policy. We are coming here for friendship. Yeah, and I've mentioned the One China policy is a basis of all, and for mutual recognition, mutual respect. Yeah, that is the most important factors of any relations, countries' relations with China.
Okay.
And in terms of economic cooperation, the win-win situation and the mutual benefit is what we promote.
So what can Liberians look forward to in the coming years? Recently, we had a Chinese business delegation in Liberia also, so we can just couple that with what Liberians can look for in the coming years and the Chinese delegation that was actually in country recently.
And China,
because one will be thinking over the years, perhaps you think about other assistance you want to render. So, what are some of those things you hope to do?
yes, and I think we will continue whatever we have achieved during the past decade, and from the government side we will provide in accordance or upon the request of the people and the government of Liberia, we will provide more help and assistance, and in other way we will encourage more and more Chinese entrepreneurs and ushering more Chinese companies to cooperate and to do business with Liberian people, and I personally think the aid, the assistance is one way
Has there been a time?
of a friendship.
Has there been a time where your government felt disappointed in a way a particular development assistance that was provided was actually used by our government?
I would like to say the assistance by a government and is only a one way to help friends, but that is cannot solve all the problems and meet all the needs of the country. And I do think investment, promotion of investment, and is very important for the economic growth of a country. So usually we say aid comes in millions and investment comes in billions.
Okay. Before we run to the line to take one or two calls quickly, there is this thing that is not seldom with African countries, but it's actually something we see with Western and European countries or countries from Asia, where when you come into African countries, there's this struggle to establish your embassy somewhere around the sea. Is there any specific reason why?
Well, and yes, Liberia is a beautiful country with so many, very
China,
long
the US, everybody wants the embassy to be by the water. Why?
Yes, and of course, when we lodge, on the beach by the sea, and we will have a very good room view and enjoy our daily life.
Okay.
But whenever when we locate our embassy, the main concern of us is the easy access to the main road.
Okay.
In Monrovia, the case in Monrovia is the main road of Tubman Avenue is very close to the sea. So we take the advantage. We build our embassy between the beach and the road. Yes, we got both convenience.
I think we can go to the line. Let's take one or two calls.
We want to public interact with you for a few minutes. Let's take a few calls. 077-173-015. Be concise and to the point. We got no time left in our favor. 077-173-015. Just in case you follow our discussion and you want to make some informed input, the opportunity is now yours that you can call. The numbers available to you that you usually call. We have guests in our studio, so you can just make some contribution. 077-173-015. Good morning. Yes, good to have you join us. Thank you. Yeah.
Which highway? Which highway?
The Coastal Highway. Okay. Thank you. You respond to that. Thank you.
Okay.
No,
And
we'll
thank
take
you.
a few calls.
Okay,
Back there,
respond.
John.
Okay.
Response. Good morning. Yeah. Good morning, go ahead, no time, oh.
Targets that they are anticipating to
Okay.
Like we have some wrongs in our country.
Okay.
And that we don't fall here.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. I think
All
we
right.
don't have much of a
Hello?
time.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
I want to congratulate Ambassador
Mm.
for his project from where we was at before.
Yeah.
But how much information that I have just what I want people to go. Yeah, I want to know what there was since the Chinese government is trying to have information that I should have to go. So it's very important. You know, coordination to have the of the nation. And I want to know how can you have all information that I should have.
Okay. Student who
Most of the time, right?
Father, we'll take the new 5 minutes after, so let's just take a brief feedback call. I just talk to you right now. 077773015. Good morning. Good.
Good morning.
Your location not too good, but you gotta walk away. Continue.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
You are not following the discussion.
Okay, we
was actually
spoke
not
about it. It's
following
in
the discussion.
progress. All the technical side of it has been done now. It's in progress. So maybe it's from our government side. We'll talk more to our government about that. Thank you. 077773015. Just in case you joined us, we got just only 2 more calls to take, and I'll go to the ambassador to respond to the concerns that have been raised by our audience. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, JKB.
Good morning. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, my name is Peter Jeffrey and I'm calling from Bingville.
Yeah, Peter.
Yeah, I just want to what my brother Varney Diggs just said as it relates to China coming in Liberia, getting a lot of activities for work, this regime. It's not just about Liberia, it's about the entire Africa. We have got to realize that China is all over in Africa. They are investing a lot in Africa. It's not just Africa. Even after this regime, what they started and what they continue to do.
Okay, thank you for being a part this morning.
It's not just about this current government. 077773015. Just a call now, then go over to the ambassador. Good morning. Yeah. You're welcome. Let's hear from you.
Okay. Thank you. So far,
Okay.
3 concerns. The first person talked about the coastal highway to be built by the Chinese government. He wants to know the status of that.
Yeah. It's, I think it's, we need to make it clear. And during the last August, I think, when our foreign ministers visit to Liberia, he announced, Mr. Wang Yi, the foreign minister of China, announced it, and we will support Liberia to do the feasibility study of the coastal highway.
Okay.
And we have granted the money via World Bank. That is sort of China Trust Fund managed by the World Bank. And the money is ready and for the feasibility study.
And the second concern that was raised by a caller from Broadview says, what are you doing to encourage factories? This issue about industries coming here to ensure that raw materials are produced here rather than being exported.
Yes, of course. And the biggest project we are now working on is trying to help Liberia to build a steel factory. And everybody knows that the sluggish world market of iron ore and the transportation, the shipment of the iron ore outside Liberia is very costly. And so all the companies in this area face problems. So this is maybe a one-way out.
And student in the ICT sector, Joe, you spoke about
Then
that.
before you
But
take
student in the
that,
ICT
we've got a
sector.
media colleague who want to join us on the conversation. Let's just have him quickly. Good morning, Frank. Okay, go ahead quickly.
Okay, logo.
Thank you, Frank.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
thank you so much. I think we can just get the concluding statement this morning because China is more like, I don't know how to put it in the hands of many Liberians. So we can just get a concluding statement, Mr. Ambassador, this morning.
Okay, and I feel the friendship, the friendliness of the Liberian people, and you know, your support and your kind words to me, and is a real incentive, yeah, for me to do more and to do better during my tour of duty.
Okay.
And thank you guys very much, and for giving me the chance to communicate directly with the public, and we make things clear, and this is a very good interaction between us, and I'm hoping for more this kind of you know, cooperation with you, and thank you very much.
And we are extremely pleased that you could leave of some of your busy schedules to be with us this morning on the Breakfast Show. So thanks a lot for joining us this morning on the Breakfast Show.
Thank you, and that's how we're going to leave it. Thank you so much, our many listeners on this edition of the Breakfast Show. We're taking a break, and we'll be back here. The next thing will be back here on Monday, God's willing. My name is Varney Diggs is also here. Thanks to the first guest, Mr. Tupperware, and of course the Chinese ambassador who took our time to be with us today. Thanks to all of you, our callers. God's willing, we're back here again on Friday.